Yes, good evening to everyone and welcome once again to another new video. This is Santu Sahu and you are watching Sahu's tutorial. Okay, in this YouTube video here I will be covering some important MCQ question along with explanation for the upcoming UGC NET exam. Do join quickly. I will be covering some important MCQ question along with explanation here, and let me share this link in the Telegram channel. Okay, do join quickly. Yes, this is going to be a fantastic session and a fruitful session. I'll be covering more than 30 important MCQ questions, and let me share the link in the Telegram channel. Those who have joined, please let me know if everything is okay, if the PPT is visible, and if I am audible, and is everything okay? Okay, please let me know if is everything okay. So here I will be covering some important MCQ question along with explanation for the upcoming UGC NET exam. It's a kind of mock test. Okay, so let's begin the session here. I don't want to waste your time. Let's begin the session here. I'll be covering more than 30 important MCQ questions along with explanation as well, and also I'll be discussing abstract theater. Along with that, I'll be also discussing some features of abstract theater, some proponents of writers of abstract theater. Okay, so here is the first question on your screen. You can answer in the comment box. Those who have not joined yet, you can watch this session. It will be available in the playlist. So it will be available in the playlist. You can watch this session. It will be available. So let's begin the session here. And here I begin with question number 1. The first question is that those who have joined, you can answer in the comment box as well. The Princess Progress and Other Poems belongs to which of the following Victorian poet? So the first question is that the Princess Progress and the Other Poems belongs to which of the following Victorian poet? Options are Robert Browning, Matthew Arnold, A.C. Swinburne, and here Krishna Rossetti. Okay, the Princess Progress and Other Poems belong to which of the following Victorian poet? Robert Browning, Matthew Arnold, A.C. Swinburne, Krishna Rossetti. The Princess Progress and Other Poems. So you know that Victorian era from 1837 to 1901. 1837 to 1901 is the Victorian era. So here Robert Browning, Matthew Arnold, A.C. Swinburne, Krishna Rossetti. The Princess Progress and Other Poems belongs to the following Victorian poet. So the right answer is actually Krishna Rossetti. So here D is the right option. Krishna Rossetti is the right answer. And here is the explanation. You see that the Princess Progress and Other Poems is Krishna Rossetti's second volume of Good Evening, Raf. Yeah, good evening. Okay, so the Princess Progress and Other Poems is a Krishna Rossetti's second volume of poetry. Okay. Hi everyone. Good evening to everyone. Good evening. Hi, hello, good evening. So here the Princess Progress and Other Poems is Krishna Rossetti's second volume of poetry published by Macmillan in 1866. Okay, here you see Krishna's brother Dante Gabriel Rossetti designed the illustrations and bindings for the publication, just as he had for the first volume, Goblin Market and the Other Poems. So the first volume of poetry, that is Goblin Market and Other Poems, you see, that was also designed by D.G. Rossetti, by our brother Dante Gabriel Rossetti, as well as this is the second volume called The Princess Progress and the Other Poems, that was also designed and illustrated by D.G. Rossetti, Dante Gabriel Rossetti. Okay. Here Rossetti's frontispiece illustration depicts the grief-stricken prince upon hearing the news of his princess' death. The title illustration depicts the princess staring longingly out the window as she waits for her prince to return. The 1866 edition contains 46 poems in addition to the Princess Progress. So, who wrote the play Mojo? Mojo is a play. Who wrote the play Mojo? Ian Rickson, J.H. Butterworth, Ian Rickson, okay, Ian what? And Mojo Butterworth. Who has written, okay? Who wrote the play Mojo? Mojo is a play written by Ian Rickson, Jeremy Butterworth, Ian Waite, and Mojo Butterworth, who has written the play. Here the right option is J.H. Butterworth, that is Jeremy Butterworth. Okay, Mojo is a play by Jeremy Butterworth. So B is the right answer. Okay, Jeremy Butterworth. And here is the explanation. You see, Mojo is a 1995 play written by the English playwright called J.H. Butterworth, or he also known as Jeremy Butterworth, that premiered at the Royal Court Theatre in London, directed by Ian Rickson. It was directed by Ian Rickson, whereas it was written by J.H. Butterworth, Jeremy Butterworth. And you see, it is a Mojo is a black comedy. Mojo is a black comedy. So this is also an example of black comedy. Mojo, set in Soho, a fast-paced gangster plot that tells the story of this particular nightclub's culture. Would be rock and roll star Silver Johnny. So would be the would be rock star, that is Silver Johnny, is on the road to fame and fortune during the summer of 1958. But he encounters problem with his jealous manager called Ezra, the owner of the Atlantic Club, who is hell-bent on protecting him from the amorous advances of creepy local gangster and entrepreneur Sam Ross. Skinny and a member of Johnny's group, and one of the club's pill-popping employees discovers Ezra Swan in half in separate dustbins, and Ezra's ambitious associate Mikey announces that Ross intends to take over the Atlantic Club. So here you see, this is an example of black comedy. Here, who is the would-be rock star? Silver Johnny. Okay, and it was written by Jeremy Butterworth, the English playwright. Mojo. There is a Butterworth's play, Jerusalem. Another important work is Jerusalem. This is also Jeremy Butterworth's another important play. Jerusalem, that is set against the backdrop of All Souls Day, Saint Agnes Day, Saint George's Day, and Saint Cecilia's Day. J.H. Butterworth's play Jerusalem, another important work by Jeremy Butterworth, that is called Jerusalem, and this play is set against the backdrop of All Souls Day, Saint Agnes Day, Saint George's Day, Saint Cecilia's Day. Now, what would be the right answer here? So, I told earlier that Mojo is another important work by J.H. Butterworth. That is, you have Jeremy Butterworth, Mojo, and then another important work is Jerusalem. So, Jerusalem is actually set in Saint George's Day. So, here C is the right answer. Saint George's Day is the right answer. The play Jerusalem by Jeremy Butterworth. Okay. So, on St. George's Day, the morning of the local county fair in Wiltshire, Johnny Rooster, Byron. Okay, I'll be discussing the end. Okay, I'll be discussing everything. Okay, on St. George's Day, the morning of the local county fair in Wiltshire, Johnny Rooster Byron, local Western and a modern day pipe piper, is a wanted man. So here on Saint's Day, the morning of the local country, the council officials want to serve him an eviction notice. His young son wants him to take him to the fair. Trothy Widewood. By the way, so this is actually on Saint's Day. It is based on Saint George's Day. Chalo. Next question. Do answer in the comment box. Do answer. In which of the following work does Claude Lévi-Strauss discusses the concept of bricolage? Now you can answer. Okay. This was discussed earlier. Now you can answer. Okay. In which of the following works does Claude Lévi-Strauss discuss the concept of bricolage? हम लोग कोलाज क्रिएट करते हैं ना, घर में जो पड़ा रहता है, जो चीज उसको लेके बनाते हम लोग कोलाज बनाता है, इसको ब्राइट कोलाज. Do answer. The elementary structure of kinship. The elementary structure of kinship. The narrative discourse. The savage mind. Which one? Which one? No. It is not A. It is not A. It is the savage mind. Okay. It is the savage mind. So it is the savage mind. The savage mind. Okay. 4C actually. The savage mind. The elementary structures of kinship is written by Claude Lévi-Strauss. Who has written narrative discourse around narrative discourse by Gerard Zinet? Okay, so savage mind is the right answer here. Okay. Savage mind is the right answer. Savage mind is the right answer. Savage mind. Okay, and here is the explanation. You see, in his book The Savage Mind, French anthropologist Claude Lévi-Strauss used bricolage to describe the characteristic patterns of mythological thought. In his description, it is opposed to the engineer's creative thinking, which proceeds from goals to means, whereas mythical thought, according to Lévi-Strauss, attempts to reuse the available materials in order to solve new problems. That in his book, The Savage Mind, bricolage. Okay, and he was Anindita was asking about dark comedy. Na? Dark. What was the question there? Dark comedy, is it dark comedy, or what was the question there? Let me clear it. Okay, so asking about black comedy. Okay, black comedy is also known as dark comedy. Okay, and full of pathos, humor. Where is that? Here, na? Chalo. Let me check. Black comedy is also known as black comedy. Okay, black comedy is also known as dark comedy. Okay, dark comedy. Okay, where it is full of pathos, full of humor, pathos, then humor. Okay, it's a style of comedy that makes light of subject matter that is generally considered a taboo. Okay, they use a subject matter which is considered as taboo. Okay, but humor is at the core. And like themes of death, crime, poverty, suicide, slavery can be found in the dark comedy. So themes of suicide, death, crime, poverty, torture, forced labor, these are the common themes of dark comedy or dark. Here is the question number 5 here. Okay, who are the authors of the book? Look, this is a class for UGC NET. Who are the authors of the book Anti-Oedipus, Capitalism and Schizophrenia? Who are the authors of the book Anti-Oedipus and Capitalism and Schizophrenia? So you are talking about, are you talking about the theory class or which one? Who are the authors of the book Anti-Oedipus, Capitalism and Schizophrenia? I think every day there will be 2 sessions, one for CUT PG, another for UGC NET. Okay, every day there will be 2 sessions, one for CUT PG, and another one for UGC NET. Okay, one for UGC NET. Chalo, this question I posted. Okay, in the community sections. Okay, of YouTube. Okay, who are the authors of the book Anti-Oedipus, Capitalism and Part 1 and Part 2? Okay, total. You're talking about, okay, paper 1 and paper theory class. Okay. Yes. Definitely. Okay. Who are the authors of the book Anti-Oedipus, Capitalism and Giles Deleuze and Sigmund Freud, Jacques Lacan and Felix Guattari? So here, see, excellent, Anindita. It is actually Giles Deleuze and Guattari has written Anti-Oedipus, Capitalism and Schizophrenia. Okay, definitely I will be starting. Okay, if I get supports, okay, from all of you, okay, then definitely I'll be starting. Okay, so Anti-Oedipus and Capitalism and Schizophrenia is actually a book by French authors called Giles Deleuze and Felix Guattari. Okay, the former a philosopher and the latter is a psychoanalyst. It is the first volume of their collaborative work. So they have written collaboratively Capitalism and Schizophrenia. Remember that this work was also collaboratively written by them. Giles Deleuze and Felix Guattari has written collaboratively Capitalism and Schizophrenia. So in that book, okay, this is the chapter. The first chapter is actually Anti-Oedipus, Capitalism and Schizophrenia, and the second chapter is actually 1,000 Plateaus. Okay, they have collaboratively written Capitalism and Schizophrenia. In that work, okay, there is the second part. There are 2 parts actually. The first part is Anti-Oedipus, Capitalism and Schizophrenia, and the second part is actually 1,000 Plateaus. Chalo. Who is the author of the book Difference and Repetition? This is a solo work. This is a solo work. Michel Foucault, Jacques Derrida, Gilles Deleuze, and Jean-Paul Sartre. Okay. Who is the author of the book? Okay. And in say who had denied, okay, Nobel Prize? Who had denied Nobel Prize? Who had denied Nobel Prize? And he said that he does not want to be institutionalized. He does not want to be institutionalized. Who is the author of the book Difference and Repetition? Michel Foucault, Jacques Derrida, Gilles Deleuze, and Jean-Paul Sartre. Now tell me, from these four options, okay, you tell me who had denied Nobel Prize and had told that he does not want to be institutionalized. He does not want to be institutionalized. Who is the author of here Difference and Repetition? So Difference and Repetition is actually a work by here Gilles Deleuze. Okay. So here they have not collaborated. They have actually here it's a solo work of Gilles Deleuze. Okay. Gilles Deleuze has solo. No, it is not Derrida. Rather, it is written by Gilles Deleuze. Okay. Gilles Deleuze has written, okay, this work Difference and Repetition. It's a solo work by Gilles Deleuze. Okay. And now tell me who has denied Nobel Prize? Who had denied it? It was Jean-Paul Sartre had denied, okay, had denied Nobel Prize. Okay. Had denied Nobel Prize, and he said that, okay, that he does not want to be institutionalized. He does not want to be institutionalized. So he had Jean-Paul Sartre. The right answer is Gilles Deleuze has written, okay, Difference and Repetition. Difference and Repetition. So C is the, you see, Difference and Repetition, okay, is a 1968 book by French philosopher Gilles Deleuze, originally published in French and was translated into English by Paul Patton. So the next question is coming, who has translated, okay, who has translated Difference and Repetition into English? That is by Paul Patton in 1994. Another important work by Gilles Deleuze is Logic of Sense. Okay, so Gilles Deleuze has written Difference and Repetition. Another important work is Logic of Sense. It's a 1969 book by the French philosopher Gilles Deleuze. The English edition was translated by Mark Lester. By the way, the Logic of Sense, Difference and Repetition, these are important works by Gilles Deleuze. Here, Difference and Repetition was translated into English by Paul Patton in 1994. Okay. Now you tell me who translated the book Difference and Repetition into English. Who translated the book Difference and Repetition into English? Jacques Derrida, Michel Foucault, Jean-Paul Sartre, and Paul Patton. Who has translated the book Difference and Repetition into English? Jacques Derrida, Michel Foucault, Jean-Paul Sartre, and Paul Patton. Who has translated? You answer. I discussed earlier. Okay. Question number 7 is on the screen here. Question number 7 is on your screen. Who translated the book Difference and Repetition into English? Okay. Is the audio clear now? Is the audio clear now? Yeah. Ram and Anandita, is the audio clear now? Stay tuned with South's tutorial and make sure to subscribe this channel and do join the Telegram channel, that is Santu Sahu UGC NET. Do join this. Those who are new, you can join, okay, this Telegram channel Santu Sahu, okay, UGC NET. Yeah, excellent, Rao and Anand. It is Paul Patton. Paul Patton has translated the book Difference and Repetition into English. Excellent. Okay. In Robert Browning's Pippa Passes. Okay, so this is an important work by Robert Browning. Pippa Passes. Which of the following Italian town is mentioned here? Okay, is it clearly visible? Yes. Okay. Thank you for your confirmation. Okay. Let me zoom it once. Okay. Yeah. Chalo. Here. The question number 8 is on your screen. Do answer in the comment box. Okay. In Robert Browning's poem, that is Pippa Passes. Okay. Pippa Passes is an important work by. So, which of the following Italian town is mentioned here? Okay. Pisa. What is happening now? Let me. Okay. Chalo. Thank you. So, in Robert Browning's Pippa Passes. Okay. Which of the following Italian town is mentioned here? Pisa, Palmero. Then you have Tropea and Aslo. In Robert Browning's Pippa Passes, okay, which of the following Italian town is mentioned here? Okay? Which of the following Italian town is mentioned? Pisa is not, then Palmero, then Tropea, Aslo. Okay. In Robert Browning's Pippa Passes, which of the following Italian town is mentioned here? So here the right answer is actually, let me answer. Yeah, these are new questions. Okay, definitely you will be getting. Okay. In Robert Browning's Pippa Passes, which of the following Italian town is mentioned here? Okay, it is Aslo. Aslo is the right answer. Okay. Now here is the explanation. Aslo is the Pippa Passes. You see, it's a Barthes drama. Remember, Remember, under the Aslo, okay? Here D is the right answer. You see, Pipa passage is actually a drama in words. It is a vast drama. It is a vast drama. Okay? It is a vast drama. So this is an example of vast drama. Remember, this is a vast drama by Robert Browning. It is published in 1841 as the first volume of his Bells and Pomegranate series. Okay. So here Bells and Pomegranate was written by also Robert Browning. Pipa Passage is a verse drama by Robert Browning. It was published in 1841 as the first volume of his Bells and Pomegranate series in a low-priced 2-column edition for 6 pence and republished in his collected poems of 1849, where it received much more critical attention. By the way, it was dedicated. So it was dedicated most admiringly to the author of young Thomas Noon Talfourd. It is best known for the lines, God is in his heaven, all is right with the world. Okay, so here you see Robert Browning is actually is an optimistic writer. Okay, optimistic. Okay, he believes that okay, God is in the optimistic writer, God is in his heaven and all is right with the world. Okay, Browning has written another poem called Patriot. Okay, Patriot. Okay, Patriot is another important poem. Patriot. Okay, in that poem, okay, the patriot is saying at the end of the poem that God is in his heaven. Okay, and I am that he's saying that he's safe in the bosom of God. Okay, at the end of the poem, the patriot is saying that he is safe in the bosom of his God, in the bosom of the God. Okay, so here optimistic writer Robert Browning is an optimistic writer. And here the silk wintering girl Pippa rises on New Year's Day. Her only day off for the whole year. पूरा whole year में उसको एक ही दिन क्या day off था. The silk wintering girl Pippa rises on New Year's Day. Her only day off for the whole year. ठीक है. Her thoughts concern the people she dubs Ashlo's 4 happiest ones. Okay. Fatima, the wife of the rich silk mill owner Lusa Gadi, and Jules, a French art student who is today marrying Fene, a beautiful woman he knows only through pale letters. Louis, an Italian patriot, okay, who lives with his mother in the turret on the hill. Which of the following characters in Tom Stoppard's Arcadia? You see, another important play. So there is also a play called Arcadia. There is also a play, okay, called Arcadia, belongs from the past. Okay, so the play Arcadia, here the characters are from, there is the play is actually, okay, the play concerns, okay, around the past characters and the previous characters. Okay, okay. The following characters in Tom Stoppard's Arcadia belongs from the past. Okay, Septimus Hodge, number B is Bernard Nightingale, number C is Hannah Jarvis, and D is Cole Coverley. Okay. So Arcadia is also a play. Arcadia is also play by Tom Stoppard. Tom Stoppard has also written Arcadia. Now you tell me, so which of the following characters in Tom Stoppard's Arcadia belongs from the past? Septimus Hodge, Bernard Nightingale, Hannah Jarvis, and Cole Coverley. Here the right answer is actually Septimus Hodge. Septimus Hodge is an important character, the protagonist probably of Arcadia, the play by Tom Stoppard, and he belongs to the character from the past. Arcadia is a 1993 play by the British playwright called Tom Stoppard, explores the relationship between past and present, order and disorder, certainty and uncertainty. So Arcadia is a play by Tom Stoppard. It is exploring the relationship between past and the present, order and disorder, certainty and uncertainty. It has been praised by many critics as the finest play from one of the most significant contemporary playwrights in the English language. So Arcadia was published in 1993 by Tom Stoppard. And here is the character. You see that Thomasina Coverley, the daughter of the house, is a precious teenager with ideas about mathematics, nature, and physics well ahead of her time. Okay, so here that is Thomasina Coverley, the daughter of the house, is a precious teenager with ideas about mathematics, nature, and physics well ahead of her time. She studies with her tutor, and Septimus Hodge was the tutor. Okay, Septimus Hodge was the tutor of Thomasina Coverley, a friend of Lord Byron, who is actually an unseen guest in the house. Okay, Lord Byron also appears, okay, as a character, but he was an unseen guest, okay, in the house. Okay. So in the present, the writer Hannah Jarvis, literature professor Bernard Nightingale, they are all. So you see these characters, Bernard Nightingale, Hannah Jarvis, both they are called present characters. Okay, whereas okay, Septimus Hodge is actually past. Okay, Septimus Hotspur and his student that is called Thomasina Coverley. They are from past. So, next question. What is Samson Agonistes categorized as? A comedy play, what is happening? An epic poem, a tragic closet drama, and okay, a romantic novel. You tell me. A romantic novel. Which one? Okay. What is Samson Agonistes categorized as? A comedy play, an epic poem, a tragic closet drama, a romantic novel. Samson Agonistes is a. It is categorized as. Do like the session as well. Samson Agonistes. Okay. Samson Agonistes. Who has now? First, tell me who has written. Okay. Excellent. Now, who has written Samson Agonistes? किसने लिखा है? It was passed. It was published along with Paradise Regained. Okay. Yeah. A closet drama. Now, what is closet drama? Closet drama is not for acting. It is only for reading. Okay. It is only for reading. It is only for reading. Not for acting. Not for acting. So it is. That is closet drama. So Samson Agonistes is categorized as a closet drama by John Milton. It is published. Yeah. It is published along with Paradise Regained. Paradise Regained. A closet drama is a play that is not intended to be performed on stage, but to be read by solitary reader, or sometimes out loud in a large group. The contrast between closet drama and excellent. Closet drama and classic stage drama dates back to the late 18th century. By the way, closet drama is not for acting, but it is for reading. When was Samson Agonistes published along with the Milton's other one, Paradise Regained? So Milton's Paradise Regained and Samson Agonistes were published in which year? 1670, 71, 69, 1680. So we know that Paradise Lost, okay, first published in 1667. There were total 10 books, and Paradise Lost here second volume, okay, published in 1674 along with 12 books. So 2 books were added. Okay. So first volume published in 1667, then the second volume published in 1674. In the first volume there are total 10 books, whereas 2 books were added in the second volume. Okay. So 1667, but here Paradise Regained, this is 1667. Okay. 1677. 1677 is the right answer. Okay. Samson Agonistes and Paradise Regained, they were published, okay, in the same year, that is called in 1671. 1671 is the right answer. Okay. What is the meaning of Samson Agonistes in Greek? Okay. What is the meaning of Samson Agonistes in Greek? Samson the warrior, Samson the hero, Samson the conqueror, Samson the champion. What is the meaning of Samson Agonistes in Greek? Samson the warrior, Samson the conqueror, Samson the champion. Okay. Yeah. And it was 1671. Excellent. So what is the meaning of Samson Agonistes in Greek? Samson the warrior, Samson the hero, Samson the conqueror, and Samson the champion. Yeah. Samson the, oh, you're talking about Samson, let's see. Which one? Question number 12 or 11? 1671 is the right answer. Okay. So you see, so what is the meaning of Samson Agonistes here? Conqueror. No, it is not conqueror. Okay. So Samson the warrior. Samson the warrior. So okay, what is the meaning of Samson Agonistes in Greek? Samson the warrior. So here A is the right answer. Now you see the explanation of 3 questions here. You see the explanation of question numbers 10, 11 and 12. Okay. Samson Agonistes. Okay. In Greek, from Greek, Samson the champion. So Samson the champion is a tragic closet drama by John Milton. It appeared with the publication of Milton's Paradise Regained in 1671. As the title page of the volume states, Paradise Regained, a poem in 4 books to which is added Samson Agonistes. So this is the title. It is generally thought that Samson Agonistes was begun around the same time as Paradise Regained, but was completed after the larger work, possibly very close to the date of publication, but there is no certainty. By the way, it was published along with Paradise that is Regained and published in 1671. It's a closet drama. It's a closet drama. Okay? And here Samson champion, Samson the champion is the right answer. Sure. Which of the following Greek tragedies have watchmen? Have watchmen in its prologue? Which of the following Greek tragedies have watchmen in its prologue? First one is Medea, second one is Agamemnon, C is Prometheus Bound, and D is the Iliad. Okay. Which of the following Greek tragedies have watchmen in its prologue? Okay. Now tell me. Question number 13 is on your screen here. Okay, I'll be doing another session. I'll be doing another session at 9:30. Okay, at 9:30, where I'll be discussing some questions for the upcoming CUT PG. Okay, you can also join. Okay, there will be revision as well. There will be also revision as well. CUT PG. Okay, at 9:30. So there will be I'll be conducting another session from 9:30. So every day probably I will be trying to conduct 2 live classes, one for UGC NET and one for CUT PG. But I'm not giving the confirmations. Okay, I'm assuring you that every day it will be possible. So which of the following Greek tragedies have watchmen in its prologue? It is actually Agamemnon, Prometheus Bound, Iliad. Iliad नहीं है, Prometheus Bound भी नहीं है, Medea भी नहीं, Agamemnon. ठीक है? Aeschylus has it in the Aristotelogy, isn't it? Aeschylus has it in the Aristotelogy. That Agamemnon, ठीक है? Agamemnon. Okay. Agamemnon is the right answer. So Greek tragedies have a watchman in its prologue. You see, so Agamemnon in that prologue, okay, you see, the play opens with the watchman standing on the roof of the palace of Agamemnon and Argos. He explains that Clytemnestra has ordered him to keep a lookout each night for the light from a series of beacon fires that will signal the long-awaited fall of Troy. So the Orestia trilogy has written by Aeschylus, Agamemnon, the Libation Bearers, and the Eumenides. Okay, this is an important work. The trilogy consisting of 3 works, Agamemnon, and the Libation Bearers, and the Eumenides. That is by Orestia trilogy by Aeschylus. So Agamemnon, the play opens with the watchman standing on the roof of the palace of Agamemnon at Argos. He explains that Clytemnestra has ordered him to keep a lookout each night for the night from a series of beacon fires that will signal the long-awaited fall of Troy. Next question. So, how did Marlowe depict the character of Taimur in the play Tamburlaine the Great? Okay. Christopher Marlowe's play Tamburlaine the Great. Okay, it has 2 parts: Tamburlaine the First and Tamburlaine the First and Second as well. So, how did Marlowe depict the character of Taimur in the play that is called Tamburlaine the Great? As a Turkish Mongolian emperor, as a nobleman of Scythian origin, a Scythian shepherd who rises to the rank of an emperor, as a Spanish conquistador. How did Marlowe depict the character of Taimur in the play Tamburlaine the Great? As a Turkish Mongolian emperor, as a nobleman of Scythian origin, a Scythian shepherd who rises to the rank of emperor. Okay, as a Spanish conquistador. Okay, one is saying the Turkish Mongolian emperor. No, it is not. It is not. So Marlowe, Tamburlaine the Great is actually a Scythian shepherd, जो कि पहले shepherd था, who rises to the rank of emperor. At last, okay, he became an emperor. So a Scythian shepherd who rises to the rank of no. So here rises to the rank of emperor. So 14A is the right answer. 14A is the right answer. A Scythian shepherd who rises to the rank of emperor is the right answer. What is the lasting impact of Tamburlaine the Great in English drama? What is the lasting impact of Tamburlaine the Great in English drama? It introduced the use of prose in drama. It influenced playwrights into the Romantic period, or it demonstrated the potential of blank verse in drama, and it led to the rise of French verse in English theatres. Which one? What is the lasting impact of Tamburlaine the Great in English drama? Okay, who from a Scythian shepherd, okay, at last become an emperor. Okay, who at the end, okay, also during his journey of which winning other states, okay, killed his own son. Killed his own son as well. He was telling that, okay, that his son was a coward. That's why he had also killed his own son. So what is the lasting impact of Tamburlaine the Great? Yeah, Excellent. It demonstrated the potential of blank verse in drama. Excellent. Okay, definitely okay, ठीक है. Books for UGC NET, definitely. It demonstrated the potential of blank words in drama. It demonstrated the potential of blank words in drama. ठीक है, excellent. Which other play, excellent Anandita, which other play along with Chamberlain, the Greek, is considered one of the first popular success of London's public stage, along with Chamberlain the Great, okay, Macbeth, Othello, it was C actually, ठीक है, from the Spanish tragedy and Hamlet, okay. Excellent. Which other play, along with Chamberlain the Great, is considered one of the first popular success of London's public stage? Macbeth, Othello, the Spanish tragedy, and Hamlet. Which other play, along with Chamberlain the Great, is considered one of the first popular success of London's public stage? It was the contemporary Thomas Keats, the Spanish. So what would be the right answer here? What would be the right answer here? It is the Spanish tragedy, isn't it? The Spanish tragedy is the right answer. Spanish tragedy. Okay. Next question. What is? And who has written? That is Thomas Keats, isn't it? Thomas Keats has written. Okay. Thomas Keats has written one of the university wits. Okay. One of the university wits. Okay. And the university wits was coined by whom? George Sainsbury. The term university wits, the phrase university wits was coined by George Sainsbury. Okay. Next question. Eugene O'Neill's Morning Becomes Electra. Again important word. Okay. Mornings becomes Electra. 16C. Okay. Got it. Today it is having one. Every time it is having. Why it is happening so? Chalo. Yeah. Thomas Keats. Yeah. Thomas Keats has written. Excellent. So Eugene O'Neill's Morning Becomes Electra is a retelling of which of the following classic plays? This is an important question. Okay. Eugene O'Neill's Morning Becomes Electra. Okay. Morning Becomes Electra is a work by Eugene O'Neill. Is a retelling of which of the following classic plays? Antigone by Sophocles, Orestes by Aeschylus, Oedipus Rex by Sophocles, Medea by Euripides. Medea is not possible. Orestes by Aeschylus, Antigone by Oedipus Rex. Which one? Okay, Antigone by Sophocles. We say that Antigone by Sophocles. Okay. C or D? Here is the explanation you see. Okay. It is not Oedipus. It is not Antigone. It is Orestes. Okay. Orestes by Aeschylus. Morning Becomes Electra is a retelling of the following classic plays. Orestes by Aeschylus. Okay. So Morning Becomes Electra is a play cycle. It's a play cycle. You see, it's a play cycle. That's why it is Orestes by Aeschylus. So you know, Orestes trilogy is having the three works trilogy. Orestes trilogy. So Agamemnon, then we have Lilius and Bearers, Eumenides. Their Morning Becomes Electra is also a play cycle written by American playwright Eugene O'Neill. The story is retelling of the Orestes by Aeschylus. The characters parallel characters from the ancient Greek plays. For example, Agamemnon from the Orestes becomes General Ezra Menon, Clytemnestra becomes Christine, Orestes becomes Orine, Electra becomes Lavina, and Aegisthus becomes Adam. So these are transformations of the characters. Okay. So Morning Becomes Electra, a play cycle by Eugene O'Neill. It is a retelling of Orestes trilogy by Aeschylus. Next question. Arthur Miller's Crucible, important one. Arthur Miller's Crucible is associated with which of the following political thinking practices? Pro-feminist movement, McCarthyism, Transcendentalism, Beats movement. Okay, Beats movement. Arthur Miller's play, The Crucible, is associated with which of the following political thinking practices? I told in the Telegram channel that this is going to be an interesting session, a fruitful session. I told earlier. Now this question will be coming like this. Okay. Arthur Miller's play, The Crucible, is associated with which of the following political thinking practices? Pro-feminist movement, McCarthyism, Transcendentalism, Anmita, are you talking about that? Are you talking about that 10,000 MCQ series? Are you the senior of Subramsu? Subramsu was telling about. So Arthur Miller's the play The Crucible is associated with pro-feminist movement. No, it is not. It is not dealing with transcendentalism here. It is McCarthyism. Okay, Arthur Miller's. Okay, what is the other? What is the other play of Arthur Miller's? Important other play of Arthur Miller's. Remember, so McCarthyism is the right answer. Okay, McCarthyism is the right answer. 18B is the right answer. Okay, The Crucible is a 1953 play by American playwright Arthur Miller. Okay, okay. Then I guessed right. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. The Crucible is a 1953 play by American playwright Arthur Miller. Yeah, he talked about. He didn't tell the name, but I guessed. Okay, after watching Ravens University. Okay, so The Crucible is a 1953 play. All My Sons. Okay, The Crucible is a 1953 play by American playwright Arthur Miller. It is dramatized today. Why it is happening again and again? Chalo. The Crucible is a 1953 play by American playwright Arthur Miller, and it is a dramatized and partially fictionalized story. I do not know why it is happening today. Chill. The same thing is happening. ओके सो हियर मैकर्थीज्म ठीक है मैं अगर लिख रहा हूं तो ऐसे ही हो जा रहा है everything why it is happening so it is actually Miller wrote the play as an allegory for McCarthyism when the United States government persecuted people accused of being communist. Okay, so this one. Okay, this one. सब कुछ कैसा हो गया बड़ा भी नहीं था this one actually allegory for McCarthyism ठीक this one चलो next question published in 1916 course in general linguistics is regarded as the starting point of structural linguistics an approach to linguistics that flourished in Europe and the United States in the first half of the 20th century. Who is the author of the book? Charles Sanders Peirce, Charles W. Morris, Ferdinand de Saussure, and Roman Jakobson. Tell me. Published in 1916, Course in General Linguistics is regarded as the starting point of structural linguistics and an approach to linguistics that flourished in Europe and the United States in the first half of 20th century. Who is the author of the book? Here. Okay, everyone right? It is Ferdinand de Saussure. Ferdinand de Saussure has written a course in general linguistics published in 1916. Got it? Published in 1916. Okay, everyone, it's easy question. Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Saussure gave the theory of significance is 1950 work, 1960 work. Okay, a course in general linguistics where he defined sign as the combination of signifier and signified. Yeah, Ferdinand de Saussure, excellent. Signifier is the object, whereas the material component, whereas the signifier is the idea. Okay, idea or the concept. So sign consists of signifier and the signifier and signified. Signifier and signified. Signifier is the object. Okay, and here signifier is the concept behind the object, the abstract component. The word signifier is concerned to the meaning or the or the concept that signify in a purely arbitrary relationship. So the relationship between signifier and the signifier and the signified is arbitrary. Okay, the relationship between signifier and the signified is arbitrary. Which of the following narrative cycles refer to in Michel Foucault's What is an Author? Okay, so it is actually in response to the death of the author by Roland. Okay, which of the following narrative cycles is referred to in Michel Foucault's What is an Author? The Canterbury Tales, the 1001 Nights, the Decameron, the Tutti Namaha. So you see, this is actually a response. Okay, critics says that this is a response to Roland Barthes. The death of the authors. Okay, the death of the author. What is an author by Michel Foucault? So it is actually here the right answer is Canterbury Tales तो नहीं होगा, Decameron भी नहीं होगा, Tutti Namaha, that is here the right answer is the 1001 Nights. The 1001 Nights is the right answer. Okay. So what is an author? A lecture on literary theory given at the Society Franchise de Philosophy on 22 February 1916 by the French philosopher socialist historian Michel Foucault. The author has a certain functional principle by which in our culture one limits, excludes and chooses. The author is therefore the ideological figure by which one marks the manner in which we fear the proliferation of meaning. For many, here Foucault's later response to Robert's essay, The Death of the Author. And here is the answer. The narrative cycle referred to as 1001 Nights is used by Michel Foucault in his essay to describe the concept of author function. Author function. The 1001 Nights is the right answer. Now here, what is theatre of the absurd? Okay. You see, theatre of the absurd. The term theatre of the absurd was coined by Martin Esslin in his 1962 book by the title. So the same title, that is Theatre of the Absurd, this was the name of the work. In that book, Martin Esslin has coined Theatre of the Absurd in 1962 book by the title. It refers to the work of loosely associated group of dramatists who first emerged during and after World War II. So, our 1950s and early 1960s. Okay, dramatists. Okay, writers were known as Theatre of the Absurd. 1950s and early 1960s writers are known as Theatre of the Absurd. It was coined by Martin Esslin in his book 1962, and who first emerged during and after World War II. Theatre of the Absurd here came about as a reaction to World War II. So, Theatre of the Absurd was a reaction. It was a reaction to a World War II. The global nature of this war and the resulting trauma of living under the threat of nuclear annihilation put into stark perspective the essential precariousness of human life. It takes the basis of existential philosophy. So it was actually influenced by the existential philosophy. The playwright of the absurd views life existentially and expresses the senselessness of it. Most of the plays express a sense of wonder, incomprehension, at times despair at the meaninglessness of human existence. Since they do not believe in a rational and well-meaning universe, they do not see any possibility of resolution of the problems they present either. So the absurdist playwrights give artistic expression to Albert Camus' existential philosophy as illustrated in his essay The Myth of Sisyphus, that life is inherently meaningless. Okay. So you remember the story of the Myth of Sisyphus. Okay. The Myth of Sisyphus is the harbinger of the Theatre of the Absurd. So the Myth of Sisyphus, the absurdist writers were heavily influenced by the philosophy of that is Albert Camus' existential philosophy. That is the Myth of Sisyphus, and it is the harbinger of the Theatre of the Absurd. Writers most commonly associated with absurdism are Samuel Beckett, Eugene Ionesco, Jean Genet, Arthur Adamo, Harold Pinter, Edward Albee. Samuel Beckett, Eugene Ionesco, American writer, Jean Genet, Arthur Adamo, Harold Pinter, and Edward Albee, as well as a number of lesser known dramatists. So they are commonly famous writers of absurd theatre. Next question. Question number 21 is on the screen. A poet laureate said, I do not think that since Shakespeare there has been such a master of the English language as I. Who is the poet here? Stephen Spender, John Dryden, Alfred Lord Tennyson, Ted Hughes. A poet laureate said, I do not think that since Shakespeare there has been such a master of the English language as I, Stephen Spender, John Dryden, Alfred Lord Tennyson, and Ted Hughes. Now what would be the right answer here? I don't think that since Shakespeare there has been such a master of the English language as I, Stephen Spender, Dryden, Tennyson, Ted Hughes. Who has said? So here the right answer is who? The right answer is Alfred Lord Tennyson, isn't it? Alfred Lord Tennyson. Okay. Alfred Lord Tennyson has said that I don't think that since Shakespeare there has been so the master of the English language as I. Alfred Lord Tennyson is the right answer. Alfred Lord Tennyson. Okay. ठीक है ऐसे ही बोल देना 21 Alfred Lord Tennyson. Okay. Alfred Lord Tennyson is the right answer. In which novel did Thomas Hardy introduce Wessex? Earlier I had discussed. Okay. Sorry. In which novel did Thomas Hardy introduce Wessex? A pair of blue eyes under the greenwood tree, then far from the madding crowd, pace of the Dearborn village. In which novel did Thomas Hardy introduce Wessex? Okay. In which novel did Thomas Hardy introduce Wessex? A pair of blue eyes, then you have under the greenwood tree, far from the madding crowd, pace of the Dearborn village. In which one we find the introduction of the Wessex? Question number 22 is on your screen. Do answer in the comment box. Okay. Sure. B or C. Someone is far from the madding crowd. Okay, far from the madding crowd. So here, far from the madding crowd. Okay, far from the madding crowd. In which novel did Thomas Hardy introduce Wessex? That is the in Far from the Madding Crowd. Far from the Madding Crowd. Earlier I discussed now. Excellent. Far from the Madding Crowd is the right answer. In 1895, in an 1895 preface to the 1874 novel, okay, Far from the Madding Crowd, he described Wessex as a merely realistic dream country. Okay. So Far from the Madding Crowd is the right answer. Sir Ralph Bloomfield Bonington is a character in G.B. Shaw's Candida, Man and Superman, The Doctor's Dilemma, Pygmalion. Sir Ralph Bloomfield Bonington is a character in G.B. Shaw's Candida, Man and Superman, The Doctor's Dilemma, and Pygmalion. Sir Ralph Bloomfield Bonington. Earlier I discussed also. Yeah, excellent, excellent. I had discussed this question. It is Doctor's Dilemma. It is Doctor's Dilemma. Sir Ralph Bloomfield Bonington is a character in G.B. Shaw's Doctor's Dilemma. C is the right answer. Earlier I had discussed this question in the previous video. Identify the correct group of Wellington group of poets. Okay, Wellington group of poets. They are from New Zealand. New Zealand. Okay, New Zealand. ठीक है? चलो. Identify the correct group of consisting of Wellington group of poets. Alan Carnot, James K. Baxter, Maurice G. Albert Bennett, Ruth Dallas, Charles Brass, Charles Peirce, Basic Bowling, James K. Baxter, Peter Bland, Alistair Campbell, Louis Johnston, and none of these. Identify the correct group consisting of Wellington group of poets here. Okay, okay. Here it is C, okay? It is also C. 24C. James K. Baxter, Peter Bland, Alistair Campbell, and Louis Johnson. Okay? And here's the explanation you see. Wellington group of poets. A Wellington group of, or here it is Wellington, isn't it? WEL, the capital of New Zealand, Wellington. Okay, you see here, a Wellington group or a Wellington school was a group of poets who worked and lived in and around Wellington, the capital of New Zealand. Okay, in the 1950s and 1960s. So in 1950s and 1960s, we also have, in 1950s and 1960s, we also have abstract dramatist. Okay, abstract dramatist, isn't it? 1950s and 1960s, we talked about. So in New Zealand, there were the Wellington group of school. Okay, in New Zealand, there were at the time, okay, Wellington group of Wellington school. The movement started with Louis Johnson. The movement started with Louis Johnson, who started up the poetry yearbook, which ran from 1951 to 1964. It was a reaction to Alan Carno's dictum of the localism in New Zealand poetry, emphasizing universalism. But both the Wellington group and Carno liked to us some new degree of Maori symbolism. Another significant publication was Numbers. So James Baxter, Peter Bland, Alistair T. Campbell, Gordon Chalice, and Louis Johnson. So they are important writer of Wellington School of Poetry. Okay. Next question. Novels of, this is the last question. The novels of the early period in New Zealand were written on Maori life. Okay. Who were the Maori? The immigrants from Asia, the immigrants from Africa, the earliest inhabitants of New Zealand, and none of these. Do answer. Who are the Maoris here? Who are the Maoris? Tell me. Who are the Maoris? Tell me. The novels of the early period in New Zealand were written on Maori life. Who were the Maori? Okay. I will be adding 5 questions as a quiz. Okay. After this, I will be adding 5 questions. Okay. In the form of quiz to answer. After this, okay. Then I will be ending the session. I will be ending the Yes, excellent. So the Maori actually the earliest inhabitants of New Zealand are known as Maori. Excellent. So this one. So the earliest excellent. The earliest inhabitants of New Zealand are known as Maori. They are known as Maori. Chalo. Now who has written all about Ace Hatterer? You tell me all about Ace Hatterer. All about Ace Hatterer is a work by which? Now which? Okay. Okay. All about Ace Hatterer. All about Ace Hatterer. Tell me. All about Ace Hatterer by Indian writer. And March I traveled is an example of which figure of speech? All about Ace Hatterer. Hindustan wala all about Ace Hatterer. That is all about Ace Hatterer. Okay. Ravi is saying that all about Ace Hatterer. G.V. Desani, isn't it? G.V. Desani. Okay. G.V. Desani. That was a precursor. To Salman Rushdie's Chatnification. Okay. All about Ace Hatterer works as a precursor to Salman Rushdie's coining of the phrase Chatnification. All about Ace Hatterer is a work by G.V. Desani. March I traveled. This is an example of hyperbaton. Isn't it? Hyperbaton. What orders are changed? Okay. Words orders are changed. Okay. March I traveled. This is an example of hyperbaton. March. Now tell me, who has written The Intimate Enemy? The Intimate Enemy. I am giving options. Okay. The Intimate Enemy. The Intimate Enemy is a work, post-colonial work. The Intimate Enemy is a post-colonial work by Pritish Nandi, Ashish Nandi, and you have Gauri Viswanathan, and you have Meena Alexander. Mina Alexander. The Intimate Enemy is a work by. The Intimate Enemy is a work by Pritish Nandi, Ashish Nandi, Gauri Viswanathan, and Meena Alexander. Intimate Enemy is a post-colonial work by Pritish Nandi, Ashish Nandi, Gauri Viswanathan, and Meena Alexander. Who has written The Intimate Enemy? Important work here. It is by Ashish Nandi. Okay. Ashish Nandi. Yeah. Ashish Nandi has written The Intimate Enemy. Ashish Nandi. Okay. ASHIS. Ashish Nandi has written The Intimate Enemy. Okay. Three more questions. As promised, three more questions. No, Ashish Nandi. Ashish Nandi has written Intimate Police, Intimate Enemy. Okay. Culture and Imperialism. Who has written Culture and Imperialism? Culture. Hyperbaton is reverse. Okay. Okay, बोल ठीक है. Culture and okay, discussing. Okay. Culture and this culture and imperialism. Okay. Discussing. Don't worry. Imperialism. ठीक है. Culture and imperialism. The what order is changed. Okay. That is hyperbaton. That's just like okay. March I need. Okay. Or March I have traveled. I should have written I have traveled much. But I have written March I traveled. Look, another bride is the sun. If I write bride is the sun, okay. So here the structure of the sentence, so the words are changed. Okay, bride is the sun. So the sun is bright. This is the hyperbaton. Okay. So culture and imperialism is another important work by Edward Said. Okay, Edward Said has written. Okay, Edward Said, याद रखना, Edward Said Orientalism as well as culture and imperialism. Culture and imperialism is also an important work by Edward Said. Edward Said has written culture and imperialism as well as. Okay. I have already given the answer. I have already told the answer. Okay. Then in the next question, okay, I will not be answering. Chalo. Macbeth. Okay. Retelling of Macbeth. Okay. Retelling of Macbeth. Each Macbeth. BET. ठीक है? Who has written? Retelling of Macbeth. Each Macbeth. Who has written? Eugene O'Neill, Eugene Ionesco. Then number 3 is Arthur Adamoff. Then number 4 is Harold Pinter. Retelling of Macbeth is Macbeth. Okay. Eugene O'Neill, Eugene Ionesco, Arthur Adamoff, and Harold Pinter. Retelling of Macbeth is Macbeth. Eugene O'Neill, Eugene Ionesco. Then you have Arthur Adamoff, Harold Pinter. चलो. Let me write it very clearly. The first option is Arthur Adamoff. Okay, Arthur Adamoff. ठीक है. चलो. Then Eugene O'Neill. What was that? Eugene Ionesco is the right answer. Okay. Macbeth was Eugene Ionesco. ठीक है. Eugene Ionesco has written. ठीक है. Macbeth. Retelling of Macbeth is Macbeth. Who has written? It is Eugene Ionesco. Eugene Ionesco has written. Last question. Last question. Last question. What is morphology? What is morphology? Study of meaning, study of words, study of sentence, study of structure. Last question. Okay. What is morphology? Harold Pinter? No, it was even UNESCO. Okay. What is morphology? You tell me. Study of meaning, study of words, study of sentence, study of structure. Morphology. Morphology. Okay, I'll be doing another session. I'll be starting from 9:30. Okay, I'll be starting from those who are interested. You can join. I'll be starting another session from 9:30. Okay, we'll be discussing some important MCQ questions along with explanation for the upcoming CUT PG. Okay, CUT PG 2024 exam. Okay. So here, study of words, excellent. Study of words, study of words, study of words, excellent. Study of words. Morphology is the study of words, and study of meaning is known as, what is the study? Anindita tell me and Rao tell me. Study of meaning is known as, study of meaning is known as, if study of words is known as morphology, then tell me study of meaning is, tell me study of meaning, what would be the right answer of study of meaning here? Semantic, isn't it? Study of meaning is semantic. Study of meaning is semantic. Okay. Semantic is the study of meaning. याद रखना. Semantic is the study of meaning. Okay. Semantic is the study of meaning. Semantic is study of meaning. Study of meaning. Whereas morphology is study of words. ठीक है? Study of words. Okay, I'll be ending the session here. I'll be doing another session. I'll be conducting another session. Okay, from 9:30. Semantics, excellent. Yeah, semantics is the study of meaning. Excellent. Okay, okay. Thank you for your patience. Okay, semantics, excellent, excellent. Okay, thank you for your patience and for watching this video. Do like the session and share with friends. Let them know and let the channel spread. Okay, I'll be ending the session here. Okay, thank you and do like the session. Do like the session as well. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your patience and everything. Chalo, let's end this session here. Okay, thank you, thank you. Let's end it here. Okay.